Am I the only one here tonight, shaking my head and thinking something ain't right? Is it just me? Am I losing my mind? Am I standing on the edge of the end of time? Am I the only one? Tell me I'm not. Who thinks of taking all the good we got and turning it bad? Hell, I'll be damned. I think I'm turning into my old man. Am I the only one willing to bleed or take a bullet for being free? Screaming what the hell at my TV for telling me, yeah, you're telling me that I'm the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue, burning on the ground. Another statue coming down in a town near you, watching the threads of old glory come undone. Am I the only one not brainwashed, making my way through the land of the lost, who sees it as it is and worries about his kids as they try to undo all the things he did? Am I the only one who can't take no more screaming? If you don't like it, there's a frickin' door. This ain't the freedom we've been fighting for. It was something more. Yeah, it was something more. Am I the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue, burning on the ground? Another statue coming down in a town near you, watching the threads of old glory come undone. Not the only one. I can't be the only one. Am I the only one who quit singing along every time they play a Springsteen song? Am I the only one sitting here, still holding on, holding back my tears for the ones who paid with the lives they gave? God bless the USA. I'm not the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue, burning on the ground. Another statue coming down in a town near you, watching the threads of old glory come undone. I'm not the only one. I can't be the only
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Episode number 21, Same Cues, Different Views. And I'm just here to tell you that if you think you're the only one who's upset with what we've went through and what we've seen, especially with Charlie KIRK, you're not. America is sick and tired of this bullshit. But anyway, welcome to episode 21, Same Cues, Different Views. We are your hosts, Parabellum, Big Country,
Hey.
myself, Hex 7, and we got a little bit of news at the top of the show. We'll probably get a little bit angry at a couple points throughout this show. But
now, Hicks, maintain yourself. Maintain yourself.
Oh,
Hey,
man, you have to
am
say a
highly
dirty
mad.
joke.
I am highly mad.
I'm just bullshitting. Let it all out.
It's probably going to come out tonight because I am highly pissed.
It is a good time actually to be angry a little bit. It's understandable, especially with what's going on. I think Charlie Kirk took a lot of people, by left field. This happening, and it's okay to be emotional and angry, but on the conservative side, we know that we
got to control your emotions.
We do, we absolutely do. That doesn't mean we're pushovers or walkovers, but definitely start the show. God bless Charlie Kirk and his family and his children.
Yeah, be with that family for sure.
Definitely. God bless them. We got a little bit of news to go over at the top of the show, not too much, but the bulk of this show is going to be around Charlie Kirk. Talking about what went down and the shooter, what we found out about the shooter here recently, and kind of go over some of that stuff. I have no zero Q on this at all. I didn't want to tie Q into this. I want this to be just like a good segment on Charlie Kirk and the events that unfolded. Yeah. But anyway, that's going to be the show tonight. Anybody got anything before we jump into it?
I'm just trying to get my spinach in here, buddy.
Get her in there, Papa.
I keep running into internet issues.
Oh, no. Sorry. Technical difficulties.
I think Walker may ended up joining us a little bit later, too. He talked about possibly jumping on here, giving his take on a few things. But nobody got anything. We'll just pull up our first slide here and jump right into it. This was put out this week. I thought this was interesting. JD Vance had posted over on X, killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of the military. And then this dude commented underneath of it and said, killing killing citizens of another nation who are civilians without due process is called war crimes. JD Vance commented on that, and I love it. Like I was like, bam! He said,
"I don't give a shit what you
call it."
That's pretty much where we're at in America today.
Yeah.
I mean, we've endured as conservatives the far left liberal ideologies for entirely too long. I think we really are at that precipice, a little bit of a breaking point of like, you know what? We're not going to play your game anymore. We're going to say what we need to say. It doesn't mean we're going to go off and do crazy stuff, but we're going to say what we need to say.
I said I had no cue for this, but you said precipice there. And
there we go.
That's right. Right. Q says sometimes you can't tell the people, you must show the people. And then we have to be brought to the precipice.
Yeah.
And I think the bulk of the population here in the United States, and probably the world for that matter, is being brought to the precipice. Everybody's getting sick of this shit.
Absolutely.
You can't discuss what we discuss without getting into Q at some point or another.
Yeah, I know it. Look, I tried, but and they'll probably
you can't do it.
It was also kind of interesting. On the 10th, we had a Q Delta, and it said, "Buckle up, Buttercups. It's about to get bumpy." That was the exact same day that I'm not tying this exactly to Charlie Kirk, but I thought it was kind of interesting that was the exact same day that we had the incident happen with Charlie Kirk. Maybe that was just really a coincidence. Who knows? But I just found that a little bit, kind of noteworthy to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But
really wish that the turbulence we encountered wasn't against one of our own, but.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah,
I know. Well, I guess we'll get into some of this later. I don't want to get too much into the Charlie Kirk stuff right now, but anybody got anything about the cartel, the boat being blown out of the water, on what JD Vance was saying here, or do you want
to? No, not anything on the cartel, but. And this is kind of off topic, but what is the latest on the 12 drones in Poland? I'm in the dark.
I've not got to keep up with a whole lot this week. I've been covered up. That you talk about the ones that was shot down, right?
Yeah, the Russian drones that were intercepted in Poland airspace.
Didn't NATO? Was it that NATO that went out and done that intercepted them?
Like I said, I'm in the dark on it, but I can wholeheartedly see that because Poland that's a member of NATO, isn't it?
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I had seen something about that it was NATO that went out and done that.
Yeah.
And shot those drones down. Here's the other thing too with that. You've got the Russian drones coming in, flying through there. I guess they were headed to Ukraine. Is that what it was?
I'm not sure.
Or I don't know where they were going, but anyway,
don't know what their intended target was.
One of the things that always seems to take place with this whole Ukraine stuff is the mainstream media always reports on the Ukraine side of things. They don't report on the Russia side of things where, Ukraine attacked Russia first and then Russia retaliated. They don't give you the part that Ukraine attacked Russia first.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I know as far as those drones, I know one of the things that I heard was that one of their excuses about them flying into Polish territory was that they tried to play it off like, oops, it was an accident, kind of like those balloons flying over America.
Yeah.
They didn't mean to fly over your entire United States.
And take pictures of all your military bases.
Don't shoot it down until its mission's complete.
Exactly. That was your Biden administration at its finest right there.
Yeah.
But what was it? 12 to 19 drones. I know that they said, according to Polish authorities, some of the drones were shot down, but one reportedly flew as far as 160 miles into the country. Drones are believed to have been unarmed decoys used to distract air defenses. As far as NATO goes, NATO launched a new operation called Eastern Sentry to bolster its defenses along Europe's eastern flank. Several member countries, including Denmark, France, Germany, and the UK, have pledged military assets to this effort. So that's pretty much about all they really got on it from what I've seen right now.
So they're basically just poking the bear.
They're kind of poking the bear. I think we're just going to see, let's see what you'll do and let's go back and forth. But it's not going to be good for Russia doing that. I'll tell you that.
No. Putin is he's on dangerous ground right there, man.
Well, absolutely. Especially after you were just seen with, who was it, North Korea and China, and you had a big summit after meeting the American president. That doesn't look too good. You got, those three leaders who are just crazy. So, I hear a Q.
Q does ask, what if Russia, China, and other world leaders are working together with POTUS?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's something to keep in mind too. So that's something I hate to keep saying it, but let's see what happens with it, how it comes out.
Yeah, I don't know about Russia and China. They've always been the biggest damn liars you ever seen in your life. So I don't know about them yet.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe in the end, you may be convinced that Russia and China was working with POTUS, possibly based off of what I've got out of the Q drops.
I mean, you Trump keeps saying he's got this great relationship with Xi and with Putin, and I'm not doubting that he don't. But my God, man, he keeps making him look like an ass every time he blows up. He blows up a hospital as soon as he hangs the phone up.
Yeah, I mean, it's time for Trump to really kind of hunker down on sanctions.
But again, this also goes back to what I was saying a minute ago about the mainstream news. They don't report that Ukraine attacked first, and then Russia goes and blows that fucking hospital up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you only get one side of the story.
Yeah. Pretty much the same thing with any history book that you read too, though. The story's always told by the winners. I
mean, somebody busting you in the nuts, you're going to go back and like kick the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Well, you got Charlie KIRK actually had a stance on Ukraine and Russia, and I think he was asked by an Oxford professor. When I guess he did the Cambridge, he went over to the UK and he had that big debate with some Oxford professors, and stuff like that. And he was kind of basically saying, that, Ukraine's bad. Actually, Ukraine was worse than Russia. And that was one of his stances that got a lot of, political back that kind of came that way. So I guess that's a little bit of an incorporation. You guys can go look up the video or anything like that. I'll see if I can find it. It's actually a pretty good debate between Charlie KIRK over Ukraine and Russia. And he's basically saying Ukraine, no good. And of course, we all know Ukraine is probably one of the most corrupt countries that are out there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's the deep state headquarters. It's where they done all of their biochemical weapons research. It's where they child trafficking, all that stuff.
Yeah,
they're the piggy bank,
money laundering.
They're
FTX.
the piggy bank.
Biden administration. I mean, all the money they funneled with Hunter, through Ukraine. I mean, it's just been going on forever.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes, I guess, with what you're saying there, and kind of a little bit of a plug and play with even Charlie Kirk right there. That was one of his great episodes that came out, and that was virtually his stance between Ukraine and Russia.
Yep.
One more thing about that too is I've heard people say, well, Trump should have had this war between Russia and Ukraine ended. He said he would end it as soon as he took office. Trump never said he would end it as soon as he took office. Trump said shortly after. That was his exact words. And even I've got it in the I think it's the War Pigs video I made. I'd clip that and put that at the end of it. And I believe that's the one. And Trump says shortly after I enter the Oval Office, I will, get this war with Russia and Ukraine settled. It's a bad war. I believe was pretty close to what his exact words were. He never said as soon as he enters office. He said shortly after.
Absolutely. So, and then one of the big things that President Trump always said was that, this war would have never happened. And then, of course, we know that was confirmed by Vladimir Putin online.
Yeah, Putin himself said that.
He even said it, So, you really go and you look into that whole picture and you start seeing some of the things that happen. You talk about the moving in of Crimea and then treaties that were made with Russia and NATO. And then they kind of broke all that bull crap, we violated it totally and started moving in onto that territory, but you put in all that together and you can really start to see kind of the whole picture of what's going on there. And to me, if there's anybody I'm going to blame for any bit of that's going on, it's going to be liberals. It's going to be the Biden administration. It's going to be their liberal agenda and everything they did with their policies and their corruption in Ukraine and the money they tried to make and all the little dark back alleyways they tried to make to get an easy dollar.
We've got a lot of that we can get into here once we get into Charlie Kirk with the whole, the liberal thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had some vaccine stuff pop out here. Trump had posted this. I think it was like midweek or something like that, maybe a little sooner or a little earlier, but he had posted this. They're all poison, which I've actually got a video of that. Let me share my screen here. There it is. And share. So Trump had made this post and I've got it pulled up here. And I thought this was really wild that Trump posted this. Well, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't really too wild. But there we go. Add the stage.
It's a little bit crazy, actually. I have to go with you, because we all know there's a little bit of history and background there with President Trump, the vaccines, the mRNA, and the COVID shot. So we all know that, like, if you've been a strong conservative for a very long time, maybe deep within, I know I did, like, that was probably one of the biggest mistakes you could ever admit that happened under the Trump administration. Of course, you've got different viewpoints on that. And for me, not a COVID vaccine or a booster kind of guy, definitely not about it. But that happened. And then on the other side of that, you got Operation Warp Speed, where people are like, yeah, it was probably, some of the greatest things that ever happened. To me, I think it was probably one of the quickest mistakes that Trump ever made, unfortunately.
All right. So let me give you my opinion on that. I don't think it was a mistake that Trump made. Mm-hmm. So here's the way I look at it. They were putting the COVID had came out. They'd put that out there, the Wuhan lab story and all that shit.
Right.
But the vaccine was a bioweapon, but Trump had no choice. He had to get it off the table. He had to take that card out of their playbook.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Trump done that. The vaccine wasn't really completely done. But I think Trump took that card off their playbook by going ahead and doing Operation Warp Speed, getting that vaccine out of the way. But what did Trump always tell people during that time? He was like, take ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, he definitely gave them alternatives.
Yep.
He was.
He never once said take the vaccine.
Right.
that I know of. I don't ever recall him saying take the vaccine. He was saying the vaccine's out there. We got it. We in a quick amount of time
if you want it.
So with that, like I said, that was the card that he had on the table to try and take off from the Democrats, is to get this bioweapon out of the way quickly.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, the best explanation that I really seen of that here recently in recent news, especially going in these COVID vaccines, was when they grilled RFK here recently within the last week in Congress, and they were asking him a bunch of questions, about health secretary and everything that's going on. And I think he explained it a little bit best. He said, because they basically asked him, you were somebody that's not for vaccines. How do you sit there and you work with President Trump? And basically RFK, from my recollection, what he said was, the initial COVID vaccine and Operation Warp Speed was real good. The problem I have is with the boosters. So that makes sense. So a lot of his studies are going into the boosters. I don't know if you guys heard anything about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And this kind of goes with Hex's point too. Yeah, Trump never wholeheartedly came out and said to take the vaccine, like Hex was saying. It was just to get the virus out of the way, more or less.
Absolutely.
But they definitely made it a point to tell you what was the best target audience for that vaccine, as far as the elderly or children were concerned.
Oh yeah. You remember, like in the beginning, it was no children had to worry about it. No children were going to get infected. And then later on, it was all like, oh gosh, the children are getting infected.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
you know what I
mean? They knew it wasn't good, but it was kind of the lesser of two evils, I guess you would say.
Yep.
Yeah. There was something.
Yeah. Well, they also said in the beginning the vaccine's 100% effective. Then it went down to the vaccine's 98% effective. The vaccine's down to 70. It's 70% effective. It's 60. And then finally in the end, it's like it don't fucking work.
You can't transmit the virus if you've had the vaccine. Horse shit.
Yeah, It was the longest countdown ever that had the biggest revenue that you could imagine.
Big pharma.
Yeah.
So let's give this video here a play.
Show them the thimerosal bottle, which we keep in a metal container because we're a little afraid of it, and it's a very fine powder.
This is thimerosal, which is labeled very toxic, has cumulative effects, can cause damage to the kidneys, to the respiratory system, skin, to the nervous system. It specifically warns on here that it can cause reproductive and developmental toxicity, meaning that it can cause things like autism and other neurodevelopmental disorders. This is immensely toxic stuff. And this is what's in the vaccine. It's important to realize we're talking about a whole range of products. Vaccines are a big one because, of course, you're directly injecting it. For example, this is tetanus vaccine. This one expires. It's a little outdated now, in 2007. Here's the thimerosal. 1 to 10,000 is a preservative. Perhaps the biggest one in the U.S., at least, that's for exposure to mercury is the influenza vaccine. Influenza vaccine is now recommended for all pregnant women, all infants, all children on a yearly basis. You're supposed to have
last year's influenza. Understand that thimerosal is not added at the end. It's not like, well, that factory next year can make thimerosal free. Thimerosal, you either have to have a thimerosal free factory or you have to not have one. They add thimerosal at each step because the factory is not clean and not sterile. So you either have to have an expensive sterile factory where you don't need thimerosal, or you have to have one that produces thimerosal. It's going to need thimerosal or something the whole time. It needs to be stopped.
This is the influenza vaccine from Adventist Pasteur, their flu zone. Thimerosal, 25 micrograms of mercury per dose.
I'd like to point out that a lot of people didn't know, and I'm one of them. I've given 2,000 RhoGAM shots. I've been in vaccines for 35 years. I didn't know that RhoGAM had thimerosal in it. So I think a lot of the doctors were unaware. They were unaware that even the word thimerosal meant mercury.
So Let me remove that from stage here. So mercury and vaccines. You guys muted?
Yeah, I'm
No.
muted. Sorry about that, buddy.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm in there.
You got mercury and thimerosal, and then
Well, thimerosal, I think what he was saying is mercury.
Yeah, basically it's mercury. So you got thimerosal, and then that's in all these vaccines, dude. And if you were to look up right now, like you're going to see a lot of suppressed information. You're going to see that thimerosal hasn't been in the influenza shot since 2002, and you're going to find all kinds of conflicting information on this. But the truth of the matter is, you had another study that came out that was suppressed, and RFK brought it up himself, but it was called the Gallagher and Gallagher study. That came out, and it basically reported a bunch of different statistics about the increased risk of chronic diseases in people who were vaxxed compared to unvaxxed. I guess that's what this is about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of a video that just happened this last week, and it's about the Gallagher and Gallagher study, or Gallagher and Goodman. I'm sorry, Gallagher and Goodman study. Check this out. It'll go with this video.
6 good studies that we can rely on. Unfortunately, these studies have been systematically suppressed and ignored by the mainstream media and the medical establishment. 2 studies by Gallagher and Goodman show that the birth dose of the hepatitis B vaccine significantly increases autism risk. 3 studies by Anthony Mawson confirm that vaccination increases the odds of developing autism by at least 4.2-fold. Preterm birth coupled with vaccination increases the odds of neurodevelopmental disability by more than 12-fold compared to preterm birth without vaccination. And finally, a study by Hooker and Miller published in 2021 found that vaccination increases autism risk 5-fold. Vaccination in the absence of breastfeeding increases autism risk 12.5-fold. Vaccination in addition to C-section birth increases autism risk 18.7-fold. After conducting this systematic review of 1,000 studies, my belief is that the autism and chronic disease epidemics are primarily caused by toxicants, mostly from vaccines and about a dozen additional toxicants. If we stop exposing children to these hazards in the first place, that would stop the epidemics of chronic illness in children. Now we must summon the political will to act.
Sounds to me like RFK needs a little props for what he's doing.
Absolutely. So that's what you run into, with what I've seen when they grilled RFK and in the meeting was that there you go. You have 6 studies of proof where it was suppressed that they showed that there was an increased risk of neurological disorders. Okay. There was an increased risk of autism. I mean, all kinds of chronic diseases for people that did take the vaccines compared to people who didn't take the vaccines.
They want us. They want us dead. That was the goal of the left, was to depopulate.
Absolutely. And to make money off you. Why did they do it?
Hell, what the hell was his name? Prince, wasn't Williams, I don't think. One of them was quoted for saying that if he dies, he wants to come back as a virus, a deadly virus, so he could help with the depopulation.
Oh my God. There's some crazy people out there, dude.
I can't remember. You might want to look that up, but I'm pretty sure there was one of them said that. Prince something was quoted for saying that he wanted to come back as a deadly virus. I'd watched that. I'd seen that here recently in a documentary I was watching on Netflix.
Oh my gosh.
Did you find it?
Here's an interesting piece of information that goes with what Hex was telling us. Walker would like this one too. Thimerosal is a mercury-based compound formerly used as a preservative in some vaccines, cosmetics, and in the past, certain tattoo inks.
Certain tattoo inks, absolutely.
Although it is not intentionally added to most modern inks, the primary concern with tattoo inks today is the potential presence of other heavy metals like lead, cadmium, arsenic, and especially in colored pigments.
Yeah.
These metals can cause skin reactions and potentially enter the bloodstream. Although the long-term health effects are still under investigation, consumers should inquire about ink ingredients and prioritize reputable brands to adhere to safety standards.
Absolutely. I remember You remember guys back in the day, like maybe a lot of your auto body mechanics or people who worked in painting cars or painting the walls, back 20, 25, 30 years ago, there was the lead-based paint, which was absolutely hurting people. So I'd imagine a little bit of mercury in that too.
I've actually got to deal with that firsthand, Parabellum. I used to paint trucks at Worldwide, and there was a particular paint called Emron made by PPG.
I know what you're talking about.
That had all of the methyl ethyl death bad shit in it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. My papa-in-law here, Rick Mead, he done the same thing. He worked on auto body for the last 50 years, and he did that. My papa did the same thing. My blood papa, he worked and had to deal with that lead paint. Here's the crazy thing I'll tell you. I tell you, it worked better on cars, but it was just bad for you, dude.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Prince Philip was the prince. I just looked it up here. Yes, Prince Philip, late Duke of Edinburgh, reportedly said in 1988 that he would like to be reincarnated as a deadly virus to help solve the world's overpopulation issue.
Wow, that's an insane statement.
That's fucked.
I have to share this with you.
Okay.
Something funny happened right in the middle of this. You're just asking us to look that up. That was the question you were asking, but I didn't catch all of it. So I just typed in quickly for a quick grok chat. If I died, I'd come back as a deadly virus, seeing if that quote would come back up. And do you know what it told me? I'm going to read a little bit here verbatim. If I died, I'd come back as a deadly virus. This is what fucking AI told me. Your statement could indicate deep-seated emotional pain and or anger. Want to know that help is available.
Now think about that. What I just said with Prince Phillips.
Exactly, dude. So that you can't make that shit up. Like that's hilarious, man.
Do you need somebody to talk to, Parabellum?
Apparently, if I say I'm going to die and come back as a deadly virus, even AI is going to agree.
Yeah.
You need some help, bro.
So, actually, let me share my screen just so people can see that I'm not bullshitting you.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Hit Control Plus and zoom it in so we can see a little bit.
Oh. Let me remember. There we go. Shit. Oh, wrong zoom in. I was zooming in the damn.
There you go.
StreamYard.
Yeah, there we go, baby. Yeah. So yes, Prince Philip, the late Duke of Edinburgh, reportedly said that in 1988 that he would like to be reincarnated as a deadly virus to help solve the issue of overpopulation. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What's wrong with people, man? Where is the common sense? It's been void for the last 35, 40 years.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
How do I? You said Control Plus. How do I zoom back out? Oh, Control Minus. I would assume.
That's it.
There we go. All right. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to toss that out there. I thought that was kind of crazy. This is the kind of thinking this left wing, these left wing fucktards have.
That's what they do. I mean, they put out a lot of negativity, man, and they cannot handle truth. And then that is a breeding ground for violence. Just bottom line.
Yep. And that we're getting ready to get into some of that because I think that's exactly what we've come to with the shit we've seen. But has anybody seen the video Rosie O'Donnell put out?
No, I ain't seen it.
Fuck her, man.
Yeah, exactly.
She's still over there, and we don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
Well, check this out. Like this was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was right just before the subway incident, or maybe it was in between the subway incident and what we just witnessed. But like, I'm like, what the hell is she? Just check it out. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Black out the system. Black out the system.
Well, what the hell is that in reference to?
Yeah, black out the system. I mean, what is she calling for there? That kind of made me think of Q. Communication blackout event, something like along those lines.
Oh, okay. I remember you talking about the drop out of blackout event. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of made me think of that, but I just like, what the hell? But anyway, I don't know if anybody's seen this one. I want to pull this up real quick too. Is the after the subway incident, you had this. Well,
all oppressed people have a right to violence, and I'm gonna tell you something.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You gotta have the right place. You gotta have the right time. You gotta have the appropriate situation. And I'm absolutely convinced that this is it.
Damn. right to violence.
People's crazy, man.
Nobody has a right to violence.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually, well, I don't know. I mean, that just blew my mind. But here's something we can talk around for a minute or two here. I thought this was crazy.
Oh my God.
Gateway Pundit had posted this horror illegal release by the Biden admin beheads motel manager in Dallas, kicks severed head, tosses it into the dumpster.
Oh my God.
So this dude what the hell? He was released by the Biden administration. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I was watching, I got this from Red Pill 78 today on the way home from work, and I thought, wow. But I think he was released on the 13th, just prior to Trump's inauguration.
Jesus, they're eating the dogs. This is crazy. Dude. What is going on here, man?
Not the pets.
Yeah.
An illegal alien who was released from ICE custody by the Biden administration beheaded a motel manager on Old East Dallas, Texas on Wednesday. Martinez, I'm not sure how to pronounce that first part. But anyway, the dude, an illegal alien from Cuba, was released into the interior of the U.S. on January 13th, 2025, just weeks before Trump was sworn into office. He used a machete to repeatedly hack the victim.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you want to hear something a little crazy that goes with that? Here's the alleged motive of this attack.
You mean more than a severed head crazy?
That's pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah, I think I could top it with a little bit more of a severed head, and we're just looking at a discombobulated head as far as their motive and their reasoning for getting into this ordeal. I can't explain it. Alleged motive. So the two had an argument over a broken washing machine. Cobos
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. A broken washing machine. According to an affidavit, Cobos Martinez became upset that Nagamalaya had another employee translate the request not to use the machine instead of speaking to him directly in Spanish. What is that world coming to, dude?
That escalated quickly.
I just put a heating element in our dryer for Tiffany. Thank God I got that done.
Exactly.
Would have been my head on a plate.
My lady just told me that I need to run the water first before I add, and then add the detergents before I add the clothes, because I was doing it backwards. I think I'm just going to start doing that.
Yeah.
Bless, dude.
These people are absolutely insane, off the wall crazy.
Holy shit.
What it comes to, man.
Well, I guess anybody got anything else we want to go over with some quick news before we jump into some Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, the only other thing that I had before Charlie, I got that vax versus unvax, but it's a 4-minute video. It kind of goes into a lot of the statistics and really explains exactly what it was RFK was fighting for.
Wait, actually, I do have a couple things, but yeah, if you want to go into that, go ahead. Let's wrap that up, and then I'll get into what I have here.
I may not play the whole video, but we'll just see.
Okay. No, take your time. Play.
Okay. Here we go, guys.
Chronic disease has gone from 12.8% in our children in the 1980s to over 54% of our kids now. That's the greatest decline in human health that's ever been recorded. And people will say, how do you know it's not the pesticides sprayed all over our crops, or the hormones in our beef, or plastics, or forever chemicals? But when we're talking about an autoimmune disease crisis, which is what's happening in America, shouldn't we look closest at the one product that's designed to alter our immune system for life? And we don't just inject it 1 time or 2 times or 10 times or 15 times or 20 times or 50 times. 72 times we are altering the immune system of our children with our vaccine program. There'd be one easy study to rule it out. Compare vaccinated children to completely unvaccinated children. But we don't know.
People won't do
because they've never done the study.
It's the CDC's responsibility to do those studies, and they've been ordered again and again and again to do them, and they have refused.
This is information that vaccine safety advocates want, and I'm not sure why it hasn't been done.
What we would need is a scientist that the CDC could trust?
They would have to be a passionately pro-vaccine, highly accredited group of scientists willing to do a super robust, retrospective, vaccinated versus unvaccinated comparative study.
As fate would have it, Dell met the head of infectious disease at Henry Ford Health System, Marcus Zervos.
Dr. Zervos is the perfect epidemiologist for the study. He's incredibly pro-vaccine, and he's also used to being in high-profile cases because he was at the center of the Flint, Michigan water investigation. Dr. Zervos only agreed to do this study to prove us wrong.
Dell and I thought that was an excellent opportunity.
We only had one request.
Whatever the outcome, you publish it. He said, whatever the results, they get published. Would he stick to that promise if the results show that unvaccinated kids are healthier? Didn't know.
Impact of childhood vaccination on short and long-term chronic health outcomes in children, a birth cohort study. I've never seen this study before.
18,468 subjects.
Henry Ford, like other institutions, has a bias towards the goodness of vaccines. If the results came back demonstrating that the battery of vaccines was associated with chronic diseases, such a result would be particularly convincing. This could be essentially one of the most valuable studies in the field.
The vaccinated subjects were over 4 times more likely to have an asthma diagnosis.
600% more acute and chronic ear infections.
4.47 times the amount of speech disorders in the vaccinated compared to the unvaccinated.
5.5 times risk.
616% increase. Learning issues, developmental delays, speech delays, language delays.
Amongst the unvaccinated group, there were zero
There was 0 brain dysfunction, 0 diabetes, 0 behavioral problems, 0 learning disabilities, 0 intellectual disabilities, 0 tics, and 0 other psychological disabilities. None.
It's a big difference.
Very important this study sees the light of day.
This is devastating.
This paper should have been rushed to publication on an emergency basis.
We are systematically making kids sick, and not just a little bit sick, very sick.
This may be the most important study that has ever been done, and it needs to be published.
He knows if he puts his name on this, his career is over.
I mean, obviously, really emotional.
Zervo's probably going to lose his job over this.
So there you go, guys. That's Dr. Zervos. And got to give credit to MJ Truth Ultra over there on X for posting that. We're going to share it on the same cues tonight. But I find that absolutely fascinating. So this is called an inconvenient study, and it's currently blowing up the airwaves. You can check that out if you go over to aninconvenientstudy.com. And it will be airing Friday, October 3rd. But this looks to be an absolutely explosive documentary on what's going on with the vaccine studies that have been suppressed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I agree.
I'm excited to see this.
You know, he said in there, this should have been broadcast on the airwaves a long time ago. I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
It was totally suppressed. I mean, they're going to lose their jobs, and they were threatened to be able to lose their jobs instead of putting out actual information. You even hear Dr. Zervos, they say he's going to probably lose his job for doing this. So that's pretty wild, man.
An inconvenient study, is that what you said?
An inconvenient study. And I love the play on words that kind of goes with the inconvenient truth that came out in Al Gore days, climate change and all that horse shit. But anyways, an inconvenient study, I'm going to find, if you guys check it out, you can also go over there, guys.
I got the link there posted in chat and on the screen. If anybody wants that link to check the rest of that out, I'm definitely going to check that out.
Oh man, it's absolutely interesting. I highly suggest anybody that's interested in that, just check it out. And even if you got,
I'm going to have my wife watch this, man, because that's her job. She gets paid to dish this shit out every day. She's a vaccine nurse.
Oh man, it's gonna really blow the lid off things. So I see a lot of stuff really moving for the RFK.
Show her that one and show her the Trump one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Check it out, man. It's super cool. So like I said, that kind of goes. This just came out. and was announced after, like I said, RFK went in and he got absolutely grilled by all the liberal senators. Elizabeth Warren, he absolutely shut down in that meeting. I know you guys probably seen it in your feeds, but he was like, at least I'm not the one that accepted over like 400,000 in medical grants, calling out Elizabeth Warren and all that stuff. But if you go over to an inconvenient study right now, guys, if you do want to check out that study before you watch the show, you got that? Let me add this to the stage real quick.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Let's see if it'll do it.
Looking at the timeline, all that shit really had an uptick in the 80s. It's no wonder I'm fucking retarded.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, the 80s, it shot up, dude. It went from virtually next to nothing, and even RFK brought it up. And he was like, it went from next to nothing. Like, back when RFK was growing up, there was like 3 vaccines. That was it, and they're doing just fine. But now we're up to like 76. So if you go ahead.
It explains a lot as far as why I am the way I am.
Yeah, I know, right? But if you guys are interested, you can go over to inconvenientstudy.com right now before it airs, and you can actually download the study previous to. I just did that in about 30 seconds. It'll go through the actual entire study and give you some of the statistics and the stats about what's going on. The increase in neurological disorders anywhere from 300 to 616%, 5-fold for autism. I mean, they go into all of it, guys. So anyways, I wanted to give you that information.
I've got
the
site pulled up here.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
There it is. Inconvenient. Well,
that's it. Well, if you scroll down there, you'll be able to see where you can download the PDF file. Keep on going. You can download that teaser. Keep going. There's the study right there, and there's your download file for that. Highly recommend to anybody that's interested in that. Maybe that's your field. Maybe that's where you work at. Definitely check it out.
So they're on Instagram, Facebook, X, Truth Social, Gab, and YouTube. So you can check them out on any of those too.
Hell yeah.
In case anybody wanted that info. I had
this is mind-blowing though, because there's been so many years where it's just been suppressed, you know what I mean, and nobody wanted to report on this. So now you're finally seeing the transparency and the accountability in President Trump's administration, and you get the RFK Maha movement and things like this being able to come out, dude, are just, I mean, this shows change, and this is what we voted for.
Yep. Yeah, everything that's happened, that's what I keep saying. This is what I voted for.
Absolutely, dude.
That Trump's doing. I seen also real quick, Trump is going to send, he was going to send the National Guard into Chicago, but I think he's going for Memphis now. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Wasn't there a Louisiana city that was on the chopping block for that also?
Yep, I think there was. But from what I gather, what I was listening to today, I think the governor, mayor in Memphis, both are in agreement that Memphis needs cleaned up. It's really bad. So
what I seen real quick on that was
that's a plus.
As of September 12th, President Trump announced that the National Guard will be deployed to Memphis, Tennessee to address the city's crime rate. No active deployment of the National Guard has been announced for Louisiana, but that's just AI bullshit right there. We've heard it. Key details to combat crime. That was the purpose of the deployment following a previous deployment of federal law enforcement and National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. So Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is working with the Trump administration on this. And I would imagine that coming out of Tennessee, that is a totally red state. Love going down there for my vacations. I get all kinds of discounts as a veteran. They are amazing. We love those guys.
Well deserved too, I might add.
Oh man, love them.
Yes. 1 second here. I got another one for you on that.
Oh, here we go.
Let me find it here. Yep, here it is. Let me share screen. So I just pulled this up on QAG because I was thinking about that. And Q says, why was the NG called up across 12 cities? Trust the president. God bless patriots.
Mm-hmm.
So are we going to see the NG called up on 12 cities before all this is over? So what do we got right now? We've got LA, DC, now Memphis, and Big Country, maybe Chicago, and Big Country had mentioned, was it New Orleans?
It was a Louisiana city. I'm not sure which.
I
would assume New Orleans.
Yeah.
So, are we going to see the NG called up on 12 cities within the U.S. before this is over?
Honestly, my opinion, I hope
quite
so.
Possible.
I hope so. And I think a lot of the residents in a lot of those crime-ridden blue large cities that are full of high crime statistics that they lie about, and they've gotten caught reducing their crime statistic numbers, caught red-handed. You know what I mean? And the people themselves are saying, please come. We want peace. We want safe, we want security for our children and our families. I think it's going to happen. You may run into, you may run into a whole bunch of government red tape and all that bullshit. But if anything, I mean, they really can't stop Trump from showing up really to any city for at least 30 days. He'll get at least 30 days as far as my research shows and what I've been hearing. They may be able to get him out of there after 30 days, but imagine what 30 days of the National Guard.
We lost you, Parabellum.
Lost your audio there, buddy.
You're frozen.
30 days of cleanup. Sorry, I just came back.
You went full ice.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, but imagine what 30 days of cleanup will do, and what it will do to change the perspective of the people that have been living there. That's something I'm curious about. When you get 30 days of crime going down, and your city looks better, and you can go out and have a meal and not worry about being carjacked or hijacked or robbed, what's going to happen there? I think people are going to love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the proof's in the pudding, and I mean, DC is a perfect example. He had several interviews with, I guess, just close friends that Trump had there in DC about how they hadn't been out to eat at a restaurant in like 4 years, and they've been out. People saying 4 and 5 times just this week alone.
Yeah.
And some of these other cities that are, I guess what you'd say, targeted, but he's not really mandating or imposing this on these cities. He's leaving it up to them. I mean, if you need help, here we are.
Just ask for a helping hand, just like Tennessee.
Yeah, and
come help.
And I think a lot of these cities are seeing places like DC and as an example, and they're inviting it. I mean, it's
Well, to me, I don't.
By
understand.
all means, please help.
I don't understand these liberal cities that are going to be against it, because if you really think about it, as far as the economy goes in those cities and those states, what happens to your property value if you have crime? What happens to your business if you have crime? All of that shit goes down, dude. Who would not, if you are a business person or an entrepreneur, or you have a hotel or you have a restaurant, who would not want the National Guard to come in and work hand in hand with the police to be able to lower that crime and poverty rate? You're going to be able to cause so much revenue and really rebuild your cities. Anybody that says no to that has got to be insane. That's why.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying with the left. They're crazy. They're insane. But where does the bulk of this crime come from in the cities? Like, who's committing these crimes in the cities?
Oh, blue cities, bro.
I mean, it's blue cities, but who are the people committing the crimes in these cities?
Mostly illegals.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Where did they
illegals and African Americans have some of the highest crime rates?
Where did they bust a lot of these illegals to back during the 2020? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So they created their own problem.
They took them all to Martha's Vineyard.
Well, that's where DeSantis was busting them and sending them back to. Yeah. Like, here, take your trash back.
I died laughing when that happened, because
I did too. I thought it was hilarious.
That bus to Martha's Vineyard. Hey, dude, you couldn't get that bus there fast enough to load them up with some aluminum foil trays and ship their ass out to a military camp.
Yeah. Speaking of even in these blue cities, though, I mean, most of the people that you see as so I guess what you'd say opposed to it, it's people that have the option that they can get out if they need to.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the VIPs, the heads of state in these places.
Yeah.
The libtards that are opposed to it, but they don't have to stay there and go through it.
Yeah, to me, the liberal thought process and it's really becoming a poison across America here lately. It's just getting worse and worse.
Oh my God. Yeah, I agree 100%. It is.
I love an open platform and being able to have a conversation with someone. But with liberals, to me, it's like trying to argue with your drunk wife. I mean, you just might as well shut up.
I'm done,
dude. That's what it's like with a liberal.
I'm done.
Sorry,
I've drew the line. I am not arguing. The whole time for debate between them and us is over.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of illegals, let's give this little video here a watch. This is Ben damn his last name. Burkwam. I can't hardly pronounce it.
See it, but that's close enough.
But anyway,
only happening because it's unbelievable, guys. This is the problem. I just want to make sure the media understands this is only happening because of these activists. The only reason that CPD is out here wasting all of these resources is because you have leftist activists.
It's about Chicago. This guy
threatened the federal agents. Said the Second Amendment goes both ways. So this guy threatened federal agents. How many criminals do you want to keep? Rapists, murderers? How many criminals? No, I'm just asking you, seriously. How many criminals do you want in your neighborhood? Are you okay with rapists? Are you okay with murderers? These guys are trying to take criminals out of your neighborhood. What's that? Yes. Well, if you're here illegally. Now you got CPD. You got CPD who can't work with ICE because they're a sanctuary community. Who's out here dealing with one guy who actually supported. I'm sorry for this guy. He actually supports Trump. He stopped to say he supports us, and unfortunately, he got caught up in the middle of it. And now all of these guys are out here. You're wasting tax dollars.
All that red tape, baby.
Started protesting. So you have leftist activist agencies protesting in the street that ends up bringing out CPD. That's the reason this is happening. You're wasting all of these resources because you have leftist activists pretending like they care about their community, protecting criminals in their community. That's what's happening. So the same guys that want to abolish the police, call the police. It's unbelievable, guys. These are the enemies within that we're really battling against. God bless you guys for your service. I wish you guys could do your job. What's that?
I'm one of them. Why don't you do something about it?
You're one of what?
Whatever you fucking chasing after.
Are you one of what? You're one of what? You're one of what? You're one of what? Well, I'm not the one threatening anyone, sir.
Did he literally admit being illegal right there, dude?
I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah. I got you. We don't want this.
Oh my God.
I got you. So again,
Number one with Hispanics. Who's number one with Hispanics?
The only reason CPD's here is because these leftist activists called them. There was an active ICE investigation. Thank you for your service, sir. There was an active ICE investigation here to.
So anyway, we won't go through all of that. You can go to his ex accountant. Like that was in. I love how he gets in there and stirs the pot.
Oh, absolutely, man. That
kind of goes in your face.
It goes hand in hand with a lot of what's going on in the world. You talk a lot about catch and release of criminals, especially in blue districts and blue cities. With illegal aliens, they're just caught and released back into the system, especially under the Biden administration, who allowed in hundreds of millions of illegals. But have you guys heard about I didn't know this until I seen it. Maybe it showed up in your feed, but 32 states currently allow judges and magistrates to operate as judges and magistrates without a law license.
What?
Check this out. Yeah, it's a mind blower, dude.
Did you know the judge that released this guy didn't even go to law school? Yeah, not even a lawyer. Yeah, these magistrate judges that are making a decision to release these people without bail, yeah, they're not even lawyers. They didn't go to law school. They didn't pass the bar. They just got appointed to be judges. No training required. Oh yeah, and that's the case in states like North Carolina, South Carolina, West Virginia, Texas, Arizona. They don't even have to be lawyers, but they can be judges. They don't have to go to law school. They don't have to pass the bar. However, they sit in judgment over people who did. How the fuck is this a thing? How the fuck do we have judges who didn't even study the law? How did this ever become a thing? That's one of the most insane things I've ever heard. Like, to be somebody's lawyer, you have to go to law school, you got to pass the bar. Like, just to represent a client, you have to do that. To be able to prosecute that person, you got to go to law school, you got to pass the bar. But to be the judge, to be the person overseeing these lawyers, to be the ultimate arbiter of the law, you don't have to go to law school, you don't have to pass the bar. How is this a fucking thing?
I don't know.
Big country. What does Dave from X22 always say? They're what?
Oh hell, I don't remember.
They're installed.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what I'm getting an application for tomorrow.
I'm gonna go be a judge.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
That's insane. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that at least 32 states allowed that? Like, to be an arbiter of the law, he really put it the most. You don't even have to really understand the process. You don't have to understand the law, but you get to judge it. That's insane, dude.
Can you draw with a crayon? Yeah, you're hired.
Yeah, you're good. That's basically how it works in 32 states of the United States. There definitely needs to be some reform or some change on that. And if you don't believe it, just go ahead and Google it up. And you can check it out, guys, anywhere. As 2022, 32 states allow non-lawyers to serve as judges in lower-level courts, such as justices of the peace, magistrates, and municipal court judges. The specific positions that non-attorneys can fill and the types of cases they preside over vary state by state. So we were talking about catch and release. You get a lot of these criminals that do like hijacking or theft of a vehicle. Where do you think they go? Those are the lower courts. Okay.
Yeah. So let's back up and look back here at the subway incident. The guy was arrested and convicted 14 times and released. And I'd made this post on Facebook. I think the judges who went through all those cases and released him every time should be investigated and should be held accountable because her blood is on their hands.
Absolutely.
I think they should. I think it's moral common sense. I was listening to Judge Napolitano on Newsmax. Unfortunately, I think they are protected because of the stupid bullshit red tape that we have in the government and stuff that protects those judges and all that. And unfortunately, I think they may be protected. But hey, like I said, we're the party of common sense, right? Okay, so let's inject more common sense into this bullshit. We need to change it. It would be my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. You guys got anything else, or you got something, Big Country?
Oh no, I was just going to say you certainly can't disbar them. They're not a fucking lawyer.
Want to jump into some Charlie Kirk here?
Absolutely.
You've got a rundown, don't you, Parabellum, of all events? Am I correct?
Yeah, correct. I've just got a list of events. It's basically the timeline of everything that happened from when, the shooter showed up onto the campus all the way down to when we caught him 33 hours later. And it does give specific detailed timeline events. If you guys have any questions, we can go back over that and make sure everything's correct that we're telling the people.
Okay. Well, shoot. Floor's yours, brother.
All right, man. So one of the biggest things, of course, everybody knows if you were on X or Facebook or basically not under a rock, you found out that Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 9th. I'll go down, start up. Let me see. Oh, man. I lost. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
Sorry, September 10th. Sorry. Let me pull up my timeline real quick. Yeah, apparently, I lost it.
All right. Go for it. One of the things like I've been seeing a lot of though on social media and on mainstream media is they're calling us right-wing extremists. That Charlie Kirk brought this on himself because he was a right-wing extremist. Well, to me, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Who's the ones out there? We're not the ones out there with guns shooting people. We're not the ones getting the damn cars running over people. We're not the ones going in subways and killing people. It's the damn left that's doing it. It's not the right.
It is. Absolutely. I seen a video today, dude, that was...
It just pisses me off.
It was insane, actually. Hold on, Okay, what I saw, a little video. Oh, man, let me see if I can remember what it said. It was those monkey guys or those ape guys, AI or whatever. Mm-hmm. They were saying Republicans believe that they need weapons because, they want it for hunting or home defense or security. And liberals believe that they hate weapons, but so they could kill people. I can't remember. I had to pull that video up to be able to get it across.
I get what you're getting at there. Yeah.
Oh my God. So it's basically just the beliefs. Conservatives and Republicans believe we need it for home security and defense, and that's absolutely true. And what it boils down to is that liberals believe, that they need a weapon just to kill somebody, and it's straight bullshit, dude.
It is. And again, we are not extremists. We want better for the country. We want better for our children, our grandchildren.
Yeah.
They're the ones out there, like I said, pulling the guns out, shooting people, assassinating, running over people in crowds with a car, attacking people in subways.
They're cool. losing their emotions, running on an emotional brain, totally avoiding
and anytime
cortex of thought.
Anytime you confront one of these liberals and you put the truth out there, they just go insane.
Yeah.
Because they can't, was it Jack Nicholson? You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're extremists. If you want to talk extreme, how about the guy that was on the backside of a 30-06 sniper rifle that pulled the trigger? That sounds a little extreme, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Charlie Kirk wasn't an extremist. Charlie Kirk was not a Nazi. Charlie Kirk was not a misogynist. Charlie Kirk was a good-based conservative. And show me, I guarantee you can't find something. Show me a good-based right-wing patriot conservative that's went out and done the shit that they've done, the shit that Black Lives Matter has done, the shit that Antifa has done, the shootings, the car attack. Show me one freaking conservative that has done that shit. Exactly.
More level-headed. Conservatives keep their stuff together, especially because what Charlie Kirk always said was that, a lot of your conservatives are going to be a little bit faith-based, and that kind of grounds them to reality.
All right.
But I got that timeline. Let me see. I don't know where that is. I need to remove from stage. Yep, there we go. Let me zoom in. So I'll go briefly over basically what happened. 829 alleged suspect Tyler Robinson. This was the name of the shooter, is seen on surveillance footage arriving on Utah Valley University campus in a gray Dodge Challenger. 11:52 a.m. investigators are later able to track Robinson's movements on campus through stairwells and up to the roof of a building some 150 yards away. This was basically from a lot of the camera footage that you guys seen when you were following this. 12:23 p.m. While answering audience questions, Charlie Kirk is struck with a single gunshot to the neck and slumps over, according to graphic and widely circulated videos of the incident. The crowd, which officials said numbered some 3,000 people, dispersed into a chaotic scene. And it's important, to know that, unfortunately, Charlie Kirk's family was there and his children. There were some things that happened with that I I'm not going to repeat. I absolutely hate that. They were there.
They were there. Okay, I wasn't sure if they were there or if they had to fly them in, or
they were there. And unfortunately, I think the young daughter tried to go to her father.
Oh my God!
So 16 minutes later, here we go. The 12:39, the first FBI agents arrived, and this was something that Kash Patel basically came out and he said, this is a huge achievement for the FBI. This is a huge improvement, and I have to agree with Kash Patel on this. 16 minutes later, from 12:23 to 12:39, first FBI agents arrive on the scene. Awesome. 12:48, Utah Valley University sends out emergency alert saying police are investigating a single shot fired. At 1:02, President Trump shared the news of Kirk's shooting on Truth Social. So it was President Trump who came out and basically gave confirmation that, Charlie Kirk had. That was at. I'm sorry, honey. That was at 1:02 p.m. Yeah. President Trump shared the news that Charlie Kirk had been shot. 2:40 p.m. Little over an hour and 30 minutes later, Trump confirms that Charlie Kirk has passed away. 4 p.m., Utah Governor Cox holds a press conference in which he calls Kirk's killing a political assassination. Cox says there is a person of interest in custody, but the investigation is ongoing. And at 4:21, FBI Director Kash Patel says in a tweet that the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. So, basically, this was the first thing that happened. This was when they grabbed the first person that was they put into custody, and then they eventually ended up releasing. This was not the initial shooter. I believe this did happen twice. At 5:59, a little later, Patel tweets that the subject in custody has been released after interrogation by law enforcement. Mason with the
that was the guy they had on his knees, in the blue shirt,
Yeah, that was the older gentleman, and
I think it was a blue shirt.
I believe they did get one of those two people for obstruction of justice. They were just acting outrageous, and they did catch a charge for that, but it was nothing that was connected to the shooting of Charlie Kirk.
I don't know. Like I wondered about that with that whole thing with the guy that they originally caught.
Well, a lot of people do.
Was he like a guy to help the shooter get away?
Yeah, was that a shadow guy that they just placed, as a distraction? And there's a lot of people that have that idea out there. Big Country, did you think anything like that, or?
I was eating a nutty buddy, but yeah.
Oh, okay, cool deal. So where was you at on that? Like, with the initial 2 people that showed up, do you have any kind of doubts, or are you just going with what the FBI says on this one?
That was a head start. That's all that was.
That's what I think. It was a head start for the shooter to get out.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Absolutely. And it could have been, and
whether it was planned that way or not, he definitely took advantage of that.
Yeah. Yep. Do we know anything for sure? I don't know. We don't know that at this point, but is it a possibility? I mean, we're not retarded, and we've seen things like this happen before.
Like anything we present on this show, take it and make of it what you will. This is just our opinion.
Yeah, definitely. So we went from, 7 a.m. Mason FBI special agent in charge, Robert Bowles, announced overnight breakthroughs in the investigation. They say investigators recovered the high-powered rifle, and that was a Mauser 30-06 caliber bolt rifle, believed to be the murder weapon in the wooded area near campus, as well as footwear impression, palm print, and they had a forearm impression. So this is a little bit of the evidence, that they were able to collect. A little later, 9:58 a.m., the FBI posts the first set of the photos of a person of interest. Did you have those photos, Hex? Of the person of interest at that time?
There we go.
Mr. Robinson.
You mean the first one?
The initial. Well, yeah. The
guy with the Mr. Burns haircut.
Yeah, no, I didn't get those.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Yeah, no, there was also another person. I guess you're talking about the guy with the Burns hat. Who is that? The one you're talking about that had a previous debate with Charlie Kirk?
It was an older gentleman. I guess he looked like he was in his early 70s.
Oh, okay.
Kind of balding on top.
Yeah,
that was the first guy that they ended up releasing. I believe. Yeah. So we'll move.
What the hell was that guy thinking?
I don't know, man. Did you guys see any the other stuff that happened in that crowd? There was actually some long-haired hippie weirdo that was celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, which I find absolutely disgusting.
Well, there was that, and there was also this one right here. Let me. I thought this was interesting. Johnny Midnight had posted this over on X.
Mm-hmm.
Had the stage, and he's Hope Cash Patel. Yeah, Hope Cash Patel is.
Is this the hand signal, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, Hope Cash Patel is checking this out. Notice the. Well, anyway, I'll just let you guys watch it here, but just pay attention. And I thought this was kind of interesting, maybe something noteworthy. My mouse froze. There it goes.
Definitely something to look at.
The military are a little bit aware of hand signals being thrown up, and these 2 men need to really be looked into with some of the sniper looking signals, especially coming from the guy in the white and the guy in the black.
Wow.
There's more. Hold on.
Now, we're not going to show the video of actually Charlie Kirk getting shot now.
No, absolutely not.
No,
I don't want to.
I want to let everybody know that.
But I do have a statement I want to make on that.
Left arm crossing the torso, military hand signal to indicate imminent danger. The signal crossing the hand or arms repeatedly across the chest, which we saw there. 1-2 pump, grab.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Right.
Over the arm.
Over the last 10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Yeah, that smells like shit.
Yep.
It does. I mean, it's definitely got a bad stink to it.
But the actual assassination video, I'm sure most people have seen it, but we're not going to play it on the show. I don't feel it's appropriate to play it again. But at the same time, in saying that, I do feel that a lot of people need to see this video. If you've never seen it, maybe I'll give you caution. It is very graphic. It's heartbreaking to watch, but I think a lot of people need to see this and understand that this guy took a father from his kids and a husband from his wife.
Yeah.
Over just being brainwashed by the left with their stupid bullshit they put out, the incorrect information to gaslight the left into doing shit like this. I think that's why Charlie Kirk had lost his life. They want to blame it on right-wing extremism. No, this is left-wing liberalism is, in my opinion, is why Charlie Kirk lost his life, because of misinformation being put out. And these younger, the young mind is moldable. And I think a lot of these this younger generation is being brainwashed by this liberal bullshit being put out and being regurgitated over social media, in my opinion.
I'll just say that if you think the enemy isn't real, by all means, watch that video.
Yep. Yeah. But we are not going to play it on the show.
No, not at all.
You're at your own discretion to go look it up.
What I see is like you say, you live in a divisive reality between left, far right. Nobody can come to an agreement. Nobody knows what to believe. All this is going on. And me being a prior service Army combat veteran, I can tell you, nothing will hit you to the core and open up your mind and your heart like when you see something like that happen absolutely in front of you. That's why you have so many military members coming back from overseas, and maybe we have PTSD or there's some issues. When you see death like that, it is probably one of the few moments where you actually have time to really think and see what it is that you've been doing. It's almost like you go back in hindsight and you learn a little bit about yourself and you start to question the things you've been doing. As far as you saying, that it needed to be seen, I can understand that a little bit, but just enough to get the effect.
Exactly.
And then pull it from the air.
Yeah, pull it from the air. Exactly. Because you don't want Charlie Kirk's kids to have to grow up seeing this video over and over and over.
No.
Or his wife, for that matter, or any of his family members or friends, close friends. You don't want them to have to go through the rest of their lives watching this video.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I do believe that it needs to be seen by a lot of people just to wake them up and understand that this is where we've come to in America. It is absolutely
so many
ridiculous.
People are so lost, and it isn't until something real happens that you actually have a moment where you go, whoa. Okay,
and
this is the precipice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm kind of harsh for saying that, but
do apologize. That does hurt anybody's feelings. We definitely don't.
I do apologize if it hurts your feelings, but I mean, that's my opinion. Again, that's my opinion. And again, if you go watch it at your own discretion. It is very graphic. I wasn't expecting it when I watched it. I wasn't even looking for it. I was, the day it happened. Hard. Yeah. I was scrolling through X, trying to find news about, what was happening. And that video popped up and I clicked on it. And then I was like, holy crap. Like I was only expecting maybe like a shot to the shoulder or, something like that wasn't going to be that graphic. But when I seen that, my heart dropped. It devastated me.
Well, at that very moment, the entire world was eclipsed. I ain't seen nothing like that as far as on the global stage since 9/11. Like kind of what we're saying is that when you see something crazy happen like that, the entire world becomes eclipsed. And then guess what? The world changes.
Guess what?
I think it's going to change for the better.
Yeah. The shot heard around the world.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
You dropped, right? Shot heard around the world.
Q quoted
Q-ish.
it. But
yeah.
But that's what it made me think of.
Well, do you want me to go on with that timeline or do you want to go into some videos?
Yes.
Okay.
Please continue.
All right. So let me share it back up at the stage. We'll just move through this real briefly. Just give everybody a little bit of what went on. Let's see. Where were we at? 6:17. The FBI released more photos of the person of interest on social media. At 7:30, authorities, including Patel, hold a press conference where they show photos and video of the suspect. If you guys remember, this was a guy that had the black hat with the white triangle. He had the band shoes on, and dark black sunglasses. That's what they're talking about when this was released. At approximately 7:45 p.m., Air Force 2 carrying Kirk's casket lands at the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport in Arizona. On board are Kirk's widow, Erica, as well as Vice President J.D. Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance. What do you think about J.D. Vance showing up?
Hats off to J.D., man, for making that happen.
You better believe it, buddy.
Yep.
He is doing exactly what you were trained to do for somebody who is in a battle, a fellow soldier, although it may not have been in military uniform in war. Charlie Kirk was in battle. And for him to get that kind of credit from J.D. Vance, a prior service Marine, absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Loved it. You know.
Yeah, that speaks volumes about JD's character too.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely, it does.
My wife wasn't really sure about JD whenever he first, Trump first picked him. We'd even watched Hillbilly Elegy, but she still wasn't sure. But once he had his first debate there with Tim Walz, my wife was like, "Damn, this guy is on fire."
He's absolutely it, and I think he did win over a lot of female audiences with that hair and that tie that night. You know, I remember my granny going, "Whoo, that JD Vance right there." Damn. Damn, JD.
He's a big snuggly guy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude.
You come here, you big teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
So we
go.
Oh, you got more? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, we'll just I'll try to move through it real quickly.
Oh,
But that was
I thought you was done. I apologize. Keep
No,
going.
you're okay. Let me go ahead and share that back to the stage. We'll just move through it real quick, get all the facts straight. Approximately, 7:59 p.m., the FBI released this video of the alleged shooter jumping off a rooftop and running away from campus. If you guys remember, he jumped off of the campus building and ended up hurting his foot. There was a little bit of stuff that went on with that. I'm not sure. There was a whole lot of noise that went down. Some people said that was video from 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people questioned, well, where's the gun? You know, so where were you guys on that? Did you hear anything about that?
Nope.
The only thing I got was they had found the gun and it was wrapped up in a towel. But I did see the video of him jumping off the roof. It looked like it was about 20 foot. And you could tell he was kind of limping. I seen that people were asking, oh, that's what you were asking, where's the gun?
Yeah.
But in the clip, it looked like somebody had posted this on X, a zoomed in version of it, and it looks like he actually had the gun with him when he jumped off.
Yeah,
that's what I was.
My lady
that's what I was getting ready to ask.
She's been watching it like ultra religiously, even more so than me, I had to say. And she
hats
Way
off
to go,
Bev.
Bev.
Yeah, hats off, Bev.
So he left the scene with the rifle.
Yeah, and
yeah, she's so detached from politics, but she is all over that TV watching Charlie Kirk just because he's a good man,
That's
and
good.
what happened
That's
there.
good.
And her heart is definitely going out to Charlie Kirk. But
yeah, Big Country. He left, jumped off the roof. We're
we got
here.
you in there.
Yep. Can you hear us?
I think he's lagging a little bit.
Damn it.
We are here, but what you were saying, Big Country, yeah, he did jump off the roof. It looked like in the clip with the rifle, and later the rifle was found in the wooded area out from the university, if I'm not mistaken.
That was when it was found wrapped in the towel.
Yeah, wrapped in the towel, and then that come back into play a little bit later with what happened today.
There was a little bit of text that went between him and his roommate. I think we got a video that'll go over that a little bit later.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
Are you there?
You got the big blue screen of death or something.
Man, I just keep sorry. I may not be able to share the screen. It may be
Okay, you're still in there though. We didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I just keep freezing every 30 seconds for some reason. But I'm gonna try and
you got a little lag going on.
Well, if you don't want to share the screen, I can throw the picture of the shooter up, and you can talk around the rest of your
go ahead.
rundown.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just run it through. So this was the 33 hours. This is was it Tyler Robinson? Robinson. Okay, so at approximately 10 p.m., Robinson is turned in by a family member and booked into Utah County Jail. Cox later said that one of Robinson's relatives reached out to a friend who contacted authorities with information that Robinson had confessed or implied that he was the shooter. So we know from watching it that was the father that ended up turning him in.
Yep.
Let me see if I've got President Trump. I actually have President Trump at this time. He announced this almost prior to it actually coming out. President Trump was the first one. I do have a little video. Let's check out Trump's response in the unveiling of the shooter and who actually turned him in.
Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued and we all don't get sued and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. Getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr.
And
President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share?
And at this time, nobody knew that he was in
Lawrence,
custody.
and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on?
Fantastic
Here?
job, yeah. Mr. President.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you,
I
sir.
said you were going to do well. Yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close
Gave it
to
away
him
right
turned
there,
him in.
whether it's a
You know, they
parent.
said, whoa. It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but you know, I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in, as I'm walking in.
So,
all right. So, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just said, there you go.
Trump said he was a radical left.
He did.
We had markings on the bullets and
yes, we did.
All of that kind of indicated that. But we had this this chick over on X put this out. Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin isn't a radical left trans Democrat. He's wealthy, straight, white, registered Republican man. So that is actually
they're already starting that. They do that every single time.
Yeah.
There is something that happens. And the truth of the matter is, if you look at the last two elections, he was only 22 years old. He couldn't even vote in the first election of 8 years, ago. He didn't even participate. This shooter didn't even participate in the last election. He was actually marked in the voter registry, as far as I'm concerned, and what I seen was as unaffiliated. And so that's what I found. I don't know about you guys, if you've seen that, but it's totally unaffiliated and never, I think, voted in his life on anything.
So anyway, okay.
But that doesn't take away from the ammunition.
Let's
MK Ultra. MK Ultra.
Yeah,
that's a good possibility. But let's check out his voter registration here.
Yeah, let's see if we can pull it up.
There we go. Let me make this biggie size. Yep.
Now, maybe was I wrong or unaffiliated?
Oh, wrong screen. Yeah. Oh, you can see it there. Unaffiliated.
Yeah, right there, unaffiliated, right there under party affiliation. He was totally unaffiliated. Never voted.
So that knocks that claim she made out of the water. But what else we got on him here? Hold on one second here.
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean, this is a young kid. I mean, I don't think he was old enough to vote in the election 8 years ago. Were you there?
Yep. I was just
we
kind
got you.
of. I was trying to switch back here. There we go. So anyway, this was her post. What she was talking about with him being a registered Republican. He was not a registered Republican, but she absolutely got annihilated. She was talking about him not being part of the trans activist bullshit, but you got that there. Cat Turd had posted that.
Go ahead and zoom that in there, Control Plus.
Yep, keep promoting lies is what Cat Turd says.
There we go.
So keep promoting lies, and it looks like he's got the LGBTQ flag on his chest there, along with the other one on this one.
Oh, I'm not even sure. There's like how many designations?
1 second
my
here.
God.
Oh.
Why does it look like C4 on their chest there? That looks pretty weird.
So he's got an LGBTQ patch on his whatever that is, chest rig, I guess.
Yep.
I think it's transgender patch is the other one, or what is that?
Gunther Engelman, you can't possibly be this fucking stupid, or can you?
But yet he engraved one of his rounds saying that if you're reading this, you're gay.
Yeah, he did. That was on some of the ammunition. I've actually got that pulled up. I'll tell you guys about that here in a minute.
Joe M
that's kind of weird.
Joe M had commented on this with a picture that his mom had posted of him Halloween wearing a looks like an anti-Trump costume. He's riding on the back of Trump. So, you know, he was definitely a Trump hater.
Absolutely.
So he was not a conservative. You got this. He's a there you go. Registered unaffiliated. You lying cunt. But anyway,
killing them.
I just kind of wanted to put that up there.
We as conservatives, we've been through this before, and every single time, like I said before, when this happens, I mean, liberals are the first ones to scream, "Conservative, it was a Republican, they love guns." You know, bullshit.
MSNBC,
we love weapons, but we hunt with them.
Yeah, MSNBC caught some shit over that too, and I think they had to come out and make a formal apology. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they fired the guy that said that on air about right-wing extremists. And
was that the you talking about the Dowd guy?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure what his name was. I think that's what it was, possibly. But I noticed I was watching CBS News.
Dowd.
Yeah, Matthew Dowd.
Yeah, Matthew Dowd. Yep.
Yeah, they shit canned him.
Yeah, he was fired from MSNBC on the 11th after made
and this morning I was I turn on the fake news once in a while, CBS, because to see what kind of bullshit viewing. But I noticed it seemed like CBS was kind of treading really lightly on what they said this morning. So
yeah, I think everybody knew. They had that feeling in their heart and deep within their soul. They knew this was a big enough event. You better back off.
No props to CBS whatsoever, though.
Speak lightly of.
Yeah, FAFO right there for sure.
So one of the guys I watched, Red Pill. I think Red Pill 78 had posted or had this on his show, and I decided to add it to ours too. But this guy is Representative. 1 second here. I swear I don't know why my mouse keeps like disappearing. Anyway, this is Representative John Gillette of Arizona. I think I pronounced that right. He had made a video and posted it, and this was like shortly after the shooting took place. They hadn't found the suspect. I don't think they've even arrested or took into custody the first suspect that they had, but he had put this out, and it's really interesting. By the way, thanks John for the follow on X. I appreciate it. I shared his video and he had ended up following me. But anyway, let's check out what he has to say here. I think it's really interesting. He was already on the aspect of the shooter was up at a high angle.
All heard Charlie Kirk has been shot in Utah. I just heard the news myself and I looked at that video. And before all the hype starts, we're going to send thoughts and prayers to Charlie Kirk, someone who has influenced a generation of conservatives and has changed the minds of thousands of young people just by debate and spreading the truth, the nonviolent truth. And here he is shot in Utah. As someone who served in the Army pretty much my entire adult life and has been a sniper, I can tell you just from the video that shot was taken with a rifle from an elevated position. The angle of attack on that round and the way it hit his body and the shockwave from his body indicates a rifle from an elevated position. The canopy structure that he was on would have covered a really lower position. We can tell the gunshot did not come from the crowd because of the crowd movement. The crowd that was right in front of him reacted as you would expect they would react. So someone taking that shot at that angle would have been aiming for the base of the nose or the mouth, because it's the direct connection to the spinal cord, severing all life, turning the switch off immediately. They were a couple inches off. We understand that he is alive. Don't know anything more than that other than possibly receiving blood transfusions. So we're hearts and prayers out to Charlie Kirk and his family, his young children. There is no room for political violence. The rhetoric, and I am just as bad as the next person. I will call a spade when I need to call a spade and tell the truth. But political violence is unacceptable in this country, and we are not going to tolerate this any longer.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So
again, this was prior to anything really coming out. It was like right after the incident had happened that he had put this out. John Gillette, representative of Arizona, go give him a follow over on X if you guys get a chance to. I thought like he was on this shit to way before everybody else was, or way before, from what I gather, he was on it before a lot of other people were on the shot coming from a high angle. I thought that was really interesting when I seen it.
Well, he's definitely got a background in it for sure.
True patriot right there, guys. Go give him a follow over on X.
I'll tell you, he's absolutely correct. And I'll also tell you, any hunter out in the backwoods of Kentucky knows the sound of a 30-06. They know how reliable that is, and they've used it. They know that sound.
I'm currently staring at mine right now.
Exactly. Any hunter knows what a 30-06 is.
It's very distinct.
Very. So, unfortunate. But where do you want to move to next, X?
You got more on your timeline?
I do. I have a little bit on the timeline. You can pop that back up. So we'll just go a little bit more into it. Let me. I don't have it screen share. If you want to, let's pop that back up.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Fuck him. Let's just pop this up, baby.
That right there. That's what we've reached in America right now, is a turning point. And I thought it was kind of ironic that Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA is what he had founded.
Yeah.
And then this happens, and I think, in my opinion, that we have reached a turning point in the United States.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, shot heard around the world.
I think Charlie Kirk, unfortunately, hit a martyred status, but I think his voice will definitely go on. Everything that he spoke about, it's going to mean 10,000 times more. This is a total turning point. And I think a lot of people said a lot of good points. They said, you may have thought you removed a Charlie Kirk, but you gained 200,000 more, 1 million more Charlie Kirks.
Yeah. He just
hit that dude just hit Jedi status, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people even compare him to an MLK. Almost have
strike me down, I'll become more powerful.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get out there.
Yeah.
So as we move forward, I'll go ahead and get in the 7 a.m. By 7 a.m. on September 12th, Governor Cox and Kash Patel and other officials hold a press conference to identify Robinson and share news of his detention. Cox said there is one person responsible for what happened here, and that person is now in custody and will be charged soon. That's pretty much where we was at. That was the custody of it. I do have a little bit of a video of the Utah governor, and I thought it was really cool. It's a little bit long. I'm going to play it for you guys, but it was a great detail to kind of wrap up how this investigation went. Within 33 hours, this was wrapped up. We had the suspect in custody.
No, he went silent on us again.
Oh, you froze up, Parabellum. And 3, 2, 1, action.
Sorry, Justice.
Called it.
I literally paused. When I cut out, I literally just freeze. So, like, when I come back, I'm still, looking at a frozen picture of me, dude.
Hex had a little mind control over you there.
I'm telling you, dude. I don't know. He's sprinkling Q crumbs,
it's the
baby.
Force.
Yeah. These are not the droids you're looking for.
But I'm going to try to play this, guys.
All right.
Fuck.
And
do it again, Hex.
2, 1.
Stop that, Hex.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to play this a little bit.
Hex is putting the hex on you, man.
Pull off, and then you guys can...
All right, give it to us. Let's go.
Son of a bitch.
And 3, 2, 1. Parabellum. Oh, missed it that time.
Man, sorry. I don't know what's going on, dude. I have
Welcome
no idea.
back.
We've got bad internet service out here today. I'm not going to try and play that update from the Utah governor. It's a 6-minute video, but I will give you this quick little video of where the Utah governor did say it seems like maybe the shooter had help. This is something that's floating around.
Was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there has been speculation as well as
Has your video you was trying to pull up there, Parabellum, is it over on the right?
It's over there on the right. Maybe if you can play it.
Which one is it titled? And I'll pull it up for you.
He Had Help.
He had
I might just have you play him because my internet connection's not working.
Okay, let me look through here. He had help. There we go.
Was shown by Robinson's roommate.
No, that's one we just watched, wasn't it? He had help. I was talking about the other one that you were trying to pull up, Parabellum. And we've lost Parabellum again.
Froze up again. There he is.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the one that you was talking about. He had help. We just watched.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you guys got to see that, but yeah,
It was
that crazy.
I was referring to the previous one that you were trying to pull up. Is it over there on the right?
Governor? That's okay. Probably one of the best parts of that is that they're talking about the markings on the ammunition. I can go ahead and give you a recap on that. We'll go down it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to tell you. So some of the markings found on the ammunition included "Hey Fascist, Catch."
Yeah.
One of the unfired cartridges was engraved with this message, followed by a series of arrows: up, right, down, down, down. And that phrase is a reference to a bomb-dropping command in the satirical video game Helldivers 2. Another engraving is "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao." These lyrics from the Italian anti-fascist resistance song "Bella Ciao" were found on another unfired casing. Sorry. The song has been more recently popularized by the Netflix series Money Heist. And then, of course, on another one, it said, "If you read this, you are gay." I think Big Country was talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, that seems kind of weird, seeing as how he had an LGBTQ patch on,
or what looked like an LGBTQ patch. I mean, to me, it looked like it. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck,
it's a fucking duck.
But we also.
Well, there was one more. I'll try and tell you real quick. Another one was called "Notice Bulges," OWO, and that's basically, if you type that in, it's an emoji or emoticon for a surprise face. You know, that's what OWO does. What's this? This phrase, which references to the furry subculture. There's something else for you little weird liberals.
Yeah, that furry.
You know what I mean? Furry conservatives ain't getting in this. I'll tell you that right now. The furry subculture, and is used for online trolling and role playing, was found on the spent casing from the bullet that apparently struck Kirk. So a lot of weird shit coming out of this person, you know. And if you go back, I mean, we just had this happen with all the writing on ammunition. That was on our show 2 or 3 shows ago.
Well, yeah, I was getting ready to bring that up because we just had that with the school shooting at was it a Catholic school?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the guy had
in a Christian or Catholic school.
His guns, his ammo, all of it had markings and writings on it that he had put on there.
This stuff is just building, man. And I heard the Utah governor say that social media is a disease in today's society. And I have to agree with him on that.
One of the things
perpetuating violence.
One of the things I'd seen today is on my ride home from work, I was watching Red Pill 78. And by the way, go give him a follow over on Rumble. Really good show. But I was watching Red Pill, and he was talking about, I can't remember what the name of the group is, but there's an organization out there that these kids who do this kind of shit, like it's almost like a trophy kind of thing. They praise these shooters, and you get legendary status. And Big Country's got his hand raised up because I think he's got something good. So what do you got on that, Big Country?
I got a question.
Okay.
All right, Parabellum, you just went over the markings that was on the ammo and the rifle that was used in the Charlie Kirk shooting.
Yeah.
Hex, you just now mentioned the Catholic school shooting, and apparently had some markings on the ammo or the gun that was used there also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, could we quite possibly have a someone that is facilitating these shootings involved with both shootings, since both the ammo and the guns were marked in both cases?
It's a good possibility. That may be something the FBI needs to kind of dig into a little bit and compare both cases.
That's a possibility. I mean, there's definitely a lot of similarities.
I see a pattern developing here.
I'll say it. You know, I mean, is this George Soros funded? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
but maybe.
Yeah, it's noteworthy,
boy.
It's not.
I'm picking up the pallets you're setting down.
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah.
It's not nothing worth dismissing what you're saying there. But yeah, like Red Pill 78 was talking about. There's this group, online group who of younger generation who follow all these shooters, and like they praise them and hold them in high regards or something along those lines, I think is what he was getting at. But this guy may have been a member of one of those. I don't know. I mean,
I mean, the circles they travel in, they wear this shit like a badge of honor, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, here's another fun stat that just kind of recently came out. Kind of goes into the weirdness of the shooter, for Charlie Kirk. But did you know it was just reported that he was a devout Mormon?
Wait, the shooter was?
Yes, a Mormon.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I don't even know where to go with that. But as far as my personal experience, I always shut the door on those guys.
Well,
sorry. They're weird, dude.
Yeah.
They have a weird structure as far as me being, Christian faith belief. Weird to me. Sorry.
Anyway, back to like I was.
Anyway, I mean, on to that. Sorry, had to throw it out there, man.
Exit stage left.
Yeah. Stage right, baby.
Back to what I was saying with like this online group who kind of praises and holds these people in high regard, these shooters and stuff. Jennifer on X there had posted this the other day, and it says, after Charlie Kirk on the Sky app, there are people asking for the next person to be targeted. These include J.K. Rowling, Matt Walsh, Trump, Ben Shapiro, libs of TikTok, Elon Musk, and Andy NGO.
Yeah, be careful with that one, big dog.
Yeah.
You getting close.
But anyway. But anyway, like I was saying, there's this I guess you could call it a cult out there that kind of follow these people and worship them. But she had screenshotted a bunch of these and she was exposing it. And if you go through these, I'd posted this on Facebook the other day, and if you go through these and look, like they're calling for anywhere from Donald Trump all the way down to social media influencers to be next, and it's disgusting.
It is.
J.K. Rowling's. Let's see who else we got here. Can we get Elon Musk next? Trump.
Yeah. You had a lot of negative stuff that came out of. You've seen the true colors and the nastiness of the liberals and everything they're about. after this assassination. And it only proved Charlie Kirk's point. I mean, everything he's been saying since day one to his final day. But if you want, I think it'd be a good time. Hex 7, play that video for me. Liberals screaming. It's right above the plus more button. And this is a video, guys, of basically just all of the meandering and all the nastiness that liberals have been doing, not so much with the Charlie Kirk assassination, but all the way up until this point. Check it out. This is all their negativity right here in a 2-minute video.
All right. Which one is it? Oh, liberal screaming. Okay, I got it. Before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know, like, she had screenshotted these. I only included 4 screenshots of all the posts, but there's like a shit ton of them out there.
This is basically just a hit list we're looking at right here.
Yeah, exactly. Like she had screenshotted a bunch of them. I couldn't include. There was so many I couldn't include them all. Didn't have time for it. But I did know
what they're doing. They know what they're doing when they do something like that.
The left is absolutely insane. So
has same Q's, different views made the list?
No.
No, we don't want to make that list.
I'm ready, bitches.
I've had a couple people comment to me about that. What you're doing, what you guys are doing, you might want to, kind of chill out a little bit, after what we've seen. But
nah, especially after Charlie Kirk, because he didn't chill out not one bit.
I feel sorry for the poor soul that ever comes to this house looking for trouble.
Yep. If you guys are like me, I'm not going to stop speaking my mind.
No.
The top of the show, we played the song we had for the intro. The top of the show, the intro song we had was "Only One" by Aaron Lewis, and I thought that was a fitting song because I'm not going to stop speaking my mind. I'm not going to let them fear me into quit, putting truth out there. And I think every person in this movement is going to be the same way with this after what we've seen this week.
Hex, you're at a sign shop, dude. We need some "What Would Charlie Do" stickers.
Yes. You do.
Yes.
That's a good idea. I may have to make some. I may have to pull some up. But let's watch this.
Charlie do?
Let's watch this liberal screaming here. And I got one right after that.
This is just basically the vitriol and venom that liberals have been spewing for the past decade. What's led to this kind of violence, guys. So just check it out. It's a good way to stay in touch and remember exactly how we got where we are today, unfortunately.
Here we go.
Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" "Catch!"
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the city! We are at war!
We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
But you can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
This is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high.
No. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets.
It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues,
Pritzker, you piece of shit.
We will bring the fire. Resist! You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store,
and Esther,
at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
Yes, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying.
There will be news sometime, just so you know. There will be news.
So there you go. That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
So if anybody's perpetuating, the way I see that, if anybody's perpetuating a portfolio of violence or negativity, it is absolutely the Democrats. It's the liberals, man. You can't make a video of conservatives doing something like that.
Like I said before, I challenge anybody to find me a video of a true based patriot conservative going out there, pulling a gun, shooting somebody that over political views, running over people with a car, doing the stuff that they do. Find me some kind of content like that, and I'll share it on the show if you can find it.
Oh, yeah.
If it's actually true fact, not AI generated or not taken out of context.
Yeah, and then you know what really kills me is you hear this in the video, you know, in media and everything going on today, is that you quickly see every time something happens, and we know it's a damn liberal that's done something violent yet again with a weapon. The Democrats, the first ones to jump up and try to, oh, we don't condone the violence. You know what? I mean, conservatives are sick of that. People in general are sick of hearing that, I do believe, from the far left liberals in general. They are absolutely responsible for the violence that's perpetuated in this society, especially by using social media and media itself.
Yeah, what's the track record show there so far? Yeah, it's every damn shooter. It's the same playbook.
Yeah.
Liberal, they're on some kind of medication. And I wonder if we're going to find out if this guy, in the end, was on some kind of medication.
There's going to be more information to come out about this shooter, most definitely. As far as I know, and now I'll tell you, now they reported that his father was he was a Republican. He wasn't quite MAGA, but he was a registered Republican as far as the shooter's father. But here's the thing. The kid was young, and I'll just tell you a hypothetical. If he didn't like his daddy, I mean, I could see him quickly choosing a Democratic Party, you know, because he's weak. You know, I could see that just to piss his daddy off. I don't know about you guys, but now I don't know that for sure. That's just, you know, me speaking out loud. But, you know, a lot of people want to say, oh, it's a conservative because his daddy was a conservative. Well, you know, I could see young kids getting pissed off at their daddies and trying to be the opposite of everything there was. I mean, anybody knows anything about the maturation process knows that's exactly what young men do.
Yeah.
You know,
the rebellion,
absolute rebellious phase. I'm going to do this to piss on my dad. And he was the sheriff, you know, and was a conservative. So somebody with that kind of a mindset, I would honestly see for some more information to come out that this person did have some mental health issues and definitely had a daddy complex. Something was going on there. I mean, I can't say, you know, for sure, but
I agree. I believe there's going to be more information coming out. We just have to wait and see what happens with it. But I think this guy, it may come out that he had possibly prescribed medication for mental health issues. Maybe.
God, I hope not. I really do.
I mean, it's always the same playbook with them. Every time, every one of these shooters or crazy people who run out and pull off the shit they pull off, they're usually, you know, mental health.
I mean, but that's the first thing they scream. And the reason why I hope that's not the case here is because you guys know as well as I do what that means for his punishment if there's any cause of mental illness.
I'll tell you I know what you're getting at there. And I'll tell you, like, with his punishment, my opinion, and again, I don't condone political violence, but there's also an eye for an eye.
Yes.
And I think in my opinion, I think we should skip the judge and jury and go straight to the execution because this guy's going to be executed. We should,
unless they declare him mentally ill, and then they won't do it.
I know that's a good possibility, but I don't think we should have to spend our tax dollars, you know, with him 30 years in prison or 20 years, 50 years, whatever they put him in there for. Our tax dollars shouldn't have to go to that. Get this piece of shit out of the way. And it's a shame saying that, I guess, in a way, because like he was, again, I think, you know, he was influenced by liberal views, but at the same time, get this piece of shit out of the way. We don't need, we have no room in our country for shit like that anymore. Absolutely. We're sick of it.
Well, here's the
best way to get rid of the problem is get rid of the problem.
And maybe I'm too harsh on saying what I'm saying, but
Well, no, I'll tell you this. Actually, I'm glad you kind of brought that up because here's a tidbit of information that kind of went out on the airwaves. Utah is one of, I believe, 5 states that still allow death by firing squad. Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Did not. That's interesting.
Here we go. They actually have an active case where somebody's getting ready to be shot by firing squad in Utah because the person chose to be shot by a firing squad as opposed to the lethal injection. That's getting ready to go down. Utah is one of 5 states yet again that do allow shooting, death by firing squad. So here we go. September 2025, Utah's most prominent firing squad case is that of Ralph Leroy Menzies, convicted for a 1986 murder. Another notable case was the 2010 execution of Ronnie Lee Gardner, the last person who was to be executed in by firing squad in the United States until recently. So here's something that you guys may want to ponder upon. I believe now. Here's the thing: firing squad, according to Utah state law, is a backup plan. If you cannot get to the lethal injection, it's a backup, unless the criminal decides that's the way they want to die, and then they'll give it to you. But would it not be conduct becoming and so freaking fitting for this?
Yes.
Fired upon by a firing squad for the deeds that he did, because I would absolutely enjoy that. I just have to tell you, I would.
Yep.
Insane information to me. Allowing firing squad. That's insane, dude. I think
I was talking to my niece the other night about this, and she was calling me and asking me about it. And we were discussing this with maybe possibly what was the message that the left was trying to send by assassinating Charlie Kirk. And I think and both of us come into agreement that it was keep your mouth shut, conform,
or die.
Or die, yeah. So I think, like you were saying there, Parabellum, I think we need to send the same message back and make this guy an example. Is we're not going to take it anymore. Fuck around and find out.
Absolutely. And there you go. Here's the thing, Utah's one of the few U.S. states that still permit execution by a firing squad. Right there it is for you, okay? It's primarily used as a backup if lethal injection drugs are unavailable or if the inmate chose it prior to 2004. In this case, I would suggest and surmise that somebody make that lethal injection disappear around the time of this dude's death, because I'd really love to see him shot upon by the firing squad for the deeds that he did. Yep. Post-certified peace officers who aim a 30 caliber rifle at a target placed over the inmate's heart. One of the rifles contains a blank cartridge to keep the officers unaware of who fired the live shot. This is the process of how they do it, and it is conducted in the United States today.
A lot of people are calling for a public execution too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I could get behind that.
Let's see here. What was the last public execution in America? Well, I'm not.
I think it would be fitting. It didn't slow them down any about showing Charlie Kirk getting slaughtered 3 million times.
Not at all, did it? And it was absolutely ruthless. And to me, honestly, that's a hope of mine. I don't know if people have seen this yet, or if maybe they want to advocate for that, but definitely get this guy shot by a firing squad.
The last public execution in the United States was a hanging in Rhinery, or actually of Rhinery, Bethesda in Owensboro, Kentucky in 19.
Kentucky, all right.
Yep. August 14th. August 14th, 1936. So August 14th, 1936. That may be something we're coming up on August 14th. That may be something to keep eyes on, maybe a little bit noteworthy. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there.
That's pretty neat.
Team Kentucky. We'll get through this together.
It was in Owensboro, Kentucky.
Now, the last firing squad incident that happened in the United States, that was actually in 2010, June 18th. And it was a guy named Ronnie Lee Gardner. Okay, Gardner was convicted of murder for shooting a lawyer during an attempt to escape from a courthouse. and they lined him up and shot him dead.
What state was that in?
Utah. Yeah. Let me see what the top 5 states that still allow it. Still allow firing squad. Here we go. 5 states, and that's going to be Idaho, Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Utah. Still allow firing squad. It's not all electric chair and lethal injections, people.
Maybe it'll catch on.
I hope so. I hope so. Just for the puns that son of a bitch wrote on his ammunition.
Yeah.
He should receive it.
Yeah.
He should.
Actually, I agree 100% on that. Anybody got anything else, or are we going to close the show out? We're at 2 hours. So.
Well, I do want to play one quick little thing. This is a little bit of light for me because I went into a fog as this went down, dude. And
I think all of us kind of
goes again.
I think all of us kind of went into a little bit of fog when this went down because there was a lot of news that already happened through the week.
After these brief messages.
Yeah.
The Shapiro response.
Oh,
I've got it over there in the overlays. If you want to play that.
Shapiro, F you?
Yes.
All
Shapiro,
right.
This was his response. And if you guys ain't seen it, enjoy.
Now, it's still up to us. I saw a lot of rumors online today. I was made aware of this by my team that I canceled some sort of college tour. That's bullshit. I saw those rumors. They are false. I will be coming to college campuses, many of them this year. So will we all, I am sure, because we're Americans and we're not going to be deterred. Charlie's voice is not silent. We're going to pick up that bloodstained microphone where Charlie left it. And to those who would intimidate, who would seek to stop us, who would seek to end free discussion, who believe that they have ownership over public spaces and can violently threaten and kill people who speak freely, we are not going to stop. And I have 2 words. Fuck you.
Gotta love him.
Yes.
Gotta love that response. You know, that gives into the, the idea that conservatives we're done playing nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, we still have our conservative values and we go by the law and this, but we are at a point.
Yep.
We're done with the bullshit. So
yeah,
thank you, Shapiro, for that.
Not only are we at a turning point, we're at a tipping point.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Shapiro, for what he said, I absolutely loved it. Honestly, when I heard about Charlie Kirk, I did wonder in the back of my mind who's going to pick up the mantle, and I thought of Candace Owens. I thought of Ben Shapiro because I've been following Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens since the beginning when they started this turning point thing, and I really, really like Ben Shapiro, even though he got a little bit too much into the Israel-Hamas stuff, and I understand because that's his culture. But hopefully this grounded him enough into American core values and understood the message that Charlie Kirk was trying to push, that it's time for a turning point in the USA and it's time to bring it back to the United States. And I think Ben Shapiro would be a great person to be able to kind of pick up that mantle. Candace Owens, I hope she shows up too. I don't know what happened between them, but you definitely have a call of duty as it is now with the passing of Charlie Kirk. And I hope for the two of them that they do see that, and I'm sure they do.
With what Big Country was saying there, turning point, tipping point, again, I hit on this at the top of the show. We're being brought to the precipice.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
That's when people will find the will to change. You have to be brought to the precipice, and we're being brought up on the precipice here.
Yeah. At the last little bit of Charlie Kirk's life, I know they were talking about the trans shooters and gang violence and everything that Charlie Kirk ever said. If one thing I'd have to say is it's definitely a turning point for the United States. But even though Charlie lost his life, it's another debate that he won.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, he won his very last debate.
The man didn't die in vain.
He did not, because this movement is going to grow. It's going to get huge. He was always somebody who had courage of faith to go after his faith. And this guy absolutely won, even going out the door.
You and I were talking about this pre-show, Parabellum, how we've seen a lot of people that we've are friends with on Facebook, Truth Social or X or whatever, what have you. But we've seen a lot of people who doesn't really, well, maybe not as much Truth Social and X, but really Facebook. But we've seen a lot of people who really doesn't have any political opinion, and Bev same way, who are actually shocked and appalled by what they've seen, and it's opened their eyes.
Oh, yeah, their heart, their eyes, their minds. It's definitely a huge change coming in America. I don't think you can stop what's coming.
Nothing can stop what's coming.
This is a huge mass awakening. This is a huge event, I believe, is something that you guys say a whole lot.
Yep.
To me, this was
mass pop awakening.
You could not be any closer to that event with what happened with the Honorable Charlie Kirk. You just can't.
Yep.
And like you was talking about just a second ago, Hex, how you was seeing this kind of turn other people on to what's going on. I mean, if you'll recall, just no more than a handful of years ago, that fire that you're seeing in people's eyes is the same way that me and you started.
Yep. Yep. They're getting exposed to it. I'd made this analogy quite a while ago. It's that your dog shits in the floor, and you take its nose and you rub it in the shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the dog learns, I better not shit in the floor. That's what we're having done to people right now, is having their nose rubbed in this shit.
Yeah.
To expose them to it.
Yeah. You have a far left ideology that to me has just become more of a disease and a cancer that just does nothing but perpetuate violence.
Amen. Amen.
And it's getting worse and worse by the day. And it had to come to a head. And I believe this is one of those moments where it came to a head. And everything that Charlie Kirk fought for, I think, is going to come to fruition in the coming days. I think you're going to see more accountability.
Again, the man didn't die in vain.
You're going to see transparency. You're going to see, just like with President Trump, bringing prayer back into school. All of these things. This is stuff that Charlie fought for, and here's the thing. A lot of people, maybe they know it, maybe they don't. But, I mean, Charlie got President Trump an over 40-point swing with youth.
With the youth,
if you remember, in the election at that time, for Joe Biden, all of the youth and young generation that was indoctrinated into the educational institutions of college were all voting blue.
This movement weaponized the public and informed the public. I don't mean weaponized like guns, but it informed the public, weaponizing the public.
Yeah. It informed them 100%, man. I mean, you see a 40-point swing. I mean, even President Trump acknowledged that without Charlie Kirk, he may not be president. The work that this man did is unfathomable, and it was needed so bad because, in my opinion, Democrats have been playing the long play for a long time. They've been infiltrating your educational institutions for over 20 years, indoctrinating these children, teaching them that they didn't need trades, teaching them that they need to go to college and get those degrees in which they'd end up getting a job, just like Charlie Kirk said, where you didn't even use the damn degree in the first place. You went and wasted it all. You got in a debt. And now you're basket weaving. That's right, big country. You're basket weaving, and you went and you done all that for nothing, and you just ended up in debt after it was all said and done. I think that's a great point that Charlie Kirk brought up, and there was a lot of videos that you guys can go and watch that, and I believe it to be true. He explained that we needed more more blue collar workers. We need more
truck drivers, baby. Truck drivers.
We need truck drivers.
Plumbers.
We need
carpenters.
Engineers. We need plumbers. We need carpenters. The educational institution of the far left has told you that you need to get that degree, and it's absolute horse shit. It is a scam.
It is. I've preached that.
And never forget it.
Yep. So, any closing words? Well, I mean, Parabellum pretty much gave some really heartfelt closing words there.
That's what I got there. I've got a heartfelt sense for Charlie Kirk, watching him since day one and his family, and definitely made a huge impact on my heart and my perspective. So there's
any closing words, big country?
I know with what happened to Charlie, it's took a lot of people to a dark place here for a minute, but keep your head up. If this didn't light a fire under your ass, your wood's wet. It's things are going to turn around. Like Charlie's logo, man. We're at a turning point.
Amen, brother.
And prayers for that family.
Yeah. Greenwood burns longer, baby.
Yep.
Control your emotions. Don't get out in the street and do the same thing they do, because it would make you no better than them. God bless, and where we go one, we go all, and we'll see you tomorrow night. We're going to do Same Cues, Different Views, Anunnaki special tomorrow night, part 2. We'll jump into that, 8 o'clock. Tune in for that. But anyway, we're out. Peace out, guys.
Please. One last thing, everybody. You have to be in the arena. I know some of you guys say, I've done everything that's been asked of me. I watch Fox News. I bought the pillow. I've done everything, Charlie, okay? It's the man in the arena that counts. Get in the arena, fight to save the country, glorify God in all that you do, and this country will be saved. God bless you guys. Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
You're dismissed.
Fast on a rough road, riding high through the mountains, climbing, twisting, turning further from my home. Young like a